What has happened, budget builders, and welcome back to the channel. Hope all of you are out there staying safe and healthy. We're getting close to hopefully being through this here before long and be able to get out and do some of the same things that we used to do. Today, we're going to jump back into this Porsche, get a few things wrapped up here. So I'm sure some of y'all have been wondering kind of what's been going on lately. Videos have been getting farther and farther apart here in the past few weeks or so. But if you guys were able to watch that live video that we had, or have seen my post in the community my post in the community section, you know that here before long I've got one more week of work and I'll be here working from home full time, be able to bring videos to you guys throughout the week and be able to enjoy myself, be around my family and really have a good time. And I couldn't do this without you guys, and I really do appreciate all the love and support that we've had so far on the channel. And from this point on, we're really going to be able to produce a lot more content, and we're going to have some merchandise coming up here before long, get a website going, be able to send some stickers out to you guys, and I hope you guys are ready for all of this. One thing we've been needing, now that I'm going to be working from home, I've got a lot more cars out here and a lot of other things out here. Had a company shoot me a message and sent me out a camera. So this is a outdoor or indoor solar camera sent to us from Eskimo. As you can see, you got a little app that you download. It's super easy to install on your phone. It's super easy to hang up there. It's got a diagram of where sunlight needs to be. As you can see, here I am sitting there. There's my neighbor Wally hanging out. Pretty cool. You can actually talk to people. Oh, it's got an intercom. Shows history, so you can scroll through. You can put a memory card in there to save everything. Right now, how I've got it set up on the phone, it actually, let's see. So it actually goes through and takes screenshots of when there is movement. So you see me out here with my camera. It's honestly really good quality. The sound comes in really well. It sends me notifications when there's movement and everything directly to my phone. And it's really nice for what I need and for out here. If you guys want to check that out, I'll show you. I'll put a link in the description. Alright, first thing we want to do here is go ahead and get this top area cleaned up, get this lip straightened, and then we're going to go ahead and clean these little bits of rusty metal up where the holder for that front seal was, and then we've got a new one to put on there. Alright, as you can see, with a little bit of love, some heat, some tapping, some stretching, we've got that thing nice and pretty flat again. Pretty straight here and everything. Our latch where it needs to be. Everything nice and straight. So we should be pretty good there. Do have one little rust hole right there. I'm going to cut and put a patch in. We'll go ahead and get some converter on that, clean it up, and get ready to weld our piece back on here. Alright, so here's our patch panel. As you can see, Dad's already started messing with drilling out the spot welds, rivet welds, weld rivets, rivet. This panel, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be drilling this out. We're just going to be using this piece here. This piece isn't terrible shape, but it's not great shape, and honestly ours is in really good shape other than that one little spot and where it was warped. Now that we've got it nice and straight, should be no problem. As you can see, this one's not the greatest, but not terrible. But this piece and a bunch of other pieces came from an extremely awesome subscriber, Chris Parkinson, And you guys need to be sure to check out his channel. I'll leave a link right here to go check it out. He builds some really cool cars, including a Porsche 911 with a Evo engine in it, and it sounds absolutely incredible and it looks ridiculous. I think he takes it drag racing and stuff, and it just looks wild. So be sure to go check his channel out and give him some support too. He's been really helping us out with some great used parts that are going to really help with this build, and it's going to take it a long ways here shortly. Alright, so what we're going to try to do here, instead of drilling them all out, because there is a bunch of spot welds here, I'm going to cut this piece out of here. You can see it's been hacked up and ground on and stuff, so no biggie. Cut this piece off right here, get these out of the way, get a few other pieces out of here, and then we'll get our grinding wheel and start grinding this panel away from the inside so we can get that panel off right there. Might be the hard way around it, but it's going to leave us with the best possible piece of metal we have there. And obviously we're able to do this with little to no money, and it won't be too much time, so no big deal. We'll get it knocked out real quick and get it pulled off of there.
A little bit of metal still in it. It's pretty flimsy.
All right. Holy moly, all for that.
Yeah.
All right, now she's good and straight. We hit it with some rust converter, and then we primered over it. Right here we did run a nice little layer of weld through primer. And let's go ahead and get our strip tacked on, and so we can go ahead and start wrapping it up here. I'm pretty happy with, we've got that patch panel in right there, and we got it all straightened out, and I'm pretty pleased with how it looks. Obviously, once we get the cover that goes here on and then our hood down, we might have to work with it a little bit more, but overall I'm pretty pleased with how everything looks. Tell me what you guys think. Alright, now that we got everything ready here, we're going to go ahead and weld our little strip on. I've got it on a fairly low setting, just hot enough where we get a nice spot weld in, just enough gas where it'll sink in well. Like I said, we've got our weld through primer. We had 1.5 inches, so we're going to get our measurements all the way down. It's not terrible, it's a little warped up and stuff, especially from prying it off, so we're going to start from the end, and we'll kind of work our way down and get it all nice and straight as we go. But let's go and get that thing stuck on. You gonna make me hold it?
Get Mom. Where is this? Wow, that is some warbly stuff right here. Okay, well, that is what it is. Okay, now where's, I'm gonna save about right there, maybe?
Oh yeah. Alright, now that we got that front wrapped up, we've got something super exciting to share with you guys. Been waiting on them. I'm so glad they're finally here. Air-cooled exclusive, gave us a really reasonable price on these parts. Something we were going to try to work with, but it was just going to be so much. We really want to get pushing on this car. Let me show you real quick. Yep, got a set of fenders and a bonnet. A front hood, a front lid. I'd say it's a trunk, but you know, whatever. Check it out. Now these are 964, so we'll have to fill this little louver in here. But they are in super good shape, and they're pretty much exactly the same. Even got steel buckets other than the lips to hold the front fiberglass bumper on these cars. Potentially something we may consider in the future, or consider on this car, is putting a fiberglass bumper up front. But more than likely we'll take these off and we'll go back with that original style bumper. But I think these will look really good. They're in really good shape. Got a little screw. What do y'all think about that? It's exciting, isn't it? It's a cool sticker, but
Not now.
not no more.
Only got a few letters left.
We're getting close. Alright, so I've been thinking about it, and I've kind of devised this plan as I've seen the front end come together. I'm not going to tell you guys quite what I'm doing just yet. I'm going to see if you guys can catch the jive that I'm putting out. To begin with, we're going to start with some paint remover and see if we can get all this paint knocked off. You see I got it on my little cover here. We'll try to knock it all off. You spray it on there, let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes. And we'll get our little plastic scraper and scrape it and wash it, and it's going to be a pain in the butt, make a huge mess, but with what I'm thinking, I think this will look really cool, and I hope you guys will think so too. How gross is that? Works though, just peeling it right off. Check it out. Alright, so now that we've got it fairly decently stripped, what we're going to do is go ahead and sand everything. At some point of time, this thing had been, a rotary sander had been taking this thing, so there's a lot of swirl marks and stuff, which is going to make what we're wanting to do quite a pain. But what we're going to do is hand sand everything. We're going to begin with 600 and work our way up and get it nice and smooth and get a good surface. don't think about the chrome bumper. I think it gives it kind of a cool classic look. Different. I haven't really seen anyone do anything like it from the research that I've done. But again, just tell me what you guys think. I think it's kind of cool, kind of different. Alright, so one thing that I'd like to mess with really quick is these cool old horns. I'm assuming these are the factory horns. They had original mounts and stuff, so they looked very factory. Correct me if I'm wrong, but these are Mixo, made in France. Pretty cool old horn, or Stritone, and so it's a Stritone. The model's Mixo, I guess. So these are pretty cool horns. Obviously, really nasty. Got some overspray on them. I don't know if you can see. There's some mud dauber nest down in there. This one's the same way, kind of dirty, kind of gross. But I really want to see if these will work and potentially restore them. Make them look like new again. So I've got a mess of wiring over here. Got a starter switch. This is our handy dandy, whatever car needs to run starter switch. I'm going to cut it up just a little bit so we can crank both of these horns over at the same time. Got a jumble of wires and stuff and connectors. Let's go ahead and throw a little harness together, see if these work before we even start digging into them, and then let's tear them apart and give them a quick restoration. Honestly, not positive what is positive and what is negative. I don't think it makes a difference, but I may be wrong. We'll give it a try. Well, they work. They sound so goofy, but like I said, they got mud daubers, nests, and everything in there, but they are trying to work. So let's go ahead and pop our nozzles off. Clear through that, blow through those, and see what everything looks like on the inside, and see if we can make something happen with these. Alright, so you got 4 little flathead screws to pop that nozzle off. Obviously it's plastic, so you want to be careful, and also I'm trying to take them off in somewhat of an even order just so you don't get any stress or anything one way or the other, just in case. So it just pops apart there. It looks actually brand spanking new on the inside. That's always good. So really not going to mess with anything there. Okay, so this is actually very carefully. We'll see you've got a gasket there. Pop that off, and as you can see, there's mud daubers all the way through in there. So we'll go ahead and take our water and an air nozzle, work on getting all that cleaned out and blown through. Alright, first thing I want to do is take our little plastic scraper using water as a lubricant and get all this crappy paint off. Okay, JK, got some very fine steel wool, and this cleans off extremely well without being at all abrasive, so let's go to town. So much better. There it is. little bit around the letters there still, but I think it gives it kind of a cool look. But overall, it looks really good. I did put a little bit of very thin oil on it, which is a fogging oil. Also put some plastic conditioner on there. But it's got a nice look and it's not real scuffed up. Obviously, depending on what kind of plastic you have, you want to test a little spot to make sure it does okay. On here, I feel like it came out really well. And so there is our nose cone. Alright, with the horn piece itself, I'm going to give it a quick scuff up and wire brush. And then we're going to tape up the connecting points here so we don't paint them. And then we'll give it a shot of some semi-gloss black enamel, just some Rust-Oleum. It'll stick good and it'll look good on there. So let's go ahead and hit that and give it a nice little coat. Take and hang this up to dry. Something I have figured out, if you can't tell what this is a aluminum wire for barbed wire fence, and so you can buy a nice little set of those, and they're pretty cheap, and those work well because they bend real easy and you can hang your stuff up to dry there. Now while that's drying, let's take our little screws and go ahead and clean them up on our drill. Now that this piece is nice and dry, we'll go ahead and stick everything back together. Be sure we line our gaskets all back up and everything and put it all back in the same order that it was before. Y'all ready to hear how this one sounds? Here's a before. And an after. What do you think about that? Now we need to get this one cleaned up, looking like and working like this one. Oh yeah. Alright, here's both of them together side by side, all completed. They're not perfect, obviously got a little bit of white here and there still, but this was no cost to me virtually other than a few paper towels, some steel wool, and some spray paint that I had laying around anyways. And I feel like they came out really good making do with what we had. Let's go ahead and see how these sound before and after. That is ridiculous. I'm getting a set of these for this truck. Alright y'all, well that's going to wrap it up on this episode. If you were able to catch that live video or the community post that I put up, you know that here in the next week, I will be not this week, but the following week, I will be full-time working from home on YouTube and other projects that we have here around the house, buying and selling. We're really going to focus on getting some content out for you guys to enjoy. And I really hope you guys are happy about that. Don't forget, we're having a big giveaway at 50K. Not giving away cars yet, some merchandise and some other things that we're really working towards getting out for all of y'all. But don't worry, realistically, our plan here in the future is to build cars that we can give away to people that need them and that will enjoy them. And it's really fun for us the main focus for us is to pull those cars out, bring them back to life, and be able to get them back to other people that can really enjoy them and have fun with them. Once again, I hope all of y'all are staying safe and healthy out there. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Can't wait to get more content out for you guys on a regular basis. Peace out and catch y'all on the flip side.